Greetings, I'm Caffeine Rage, and I'm back with the Sunday Sampler. This week we're going to be taking a quick look at Steampunk Tower 2. This is a, tower defense game, as you may have guessed. Well, self-published by Dreamgate, and as per usual, this is a review copy. So, Steampunk Tower 2, this is a sequel to a fairly popular mobile game, Steampunk Tower. Well, just Steampunk Tower, there was no one back then. Which I haven't played. Even though it is a free-to-play title, it's kind of, gone under my radar, mostly because I haven't played a lot of mobile games until recently. So, a lot of the trappings of the mobile genre, or mobile, I guess platform is the better term, kind of annoys me still, and a lot of my criticism about this game is going to be because of its mobile-focused design. So take a fair amount of what I'm going to say with a grain of salt. If you're getting this on PC, it has a lot of mobile game trappings in it. But if you're playing this on mobile, it's pretty much standard practice. So yeah, it's a weird, just conflicting platforms, really. And this is going to come out on mobile either sometime around the release window on PC, which is April 19th, at least according to the press release. So, yeah. And I also have to say before we get started, really, that even though this is a sequel, it doesn't really do much of the recap of the previous game, and there is a bit of a story going on. So I don't know a lot about what's going on story-wise outside of what they've told me directly. I can infer a little bit, but that's about it. So let's just dive right into my save file. I'm level 12. I'm approximately 7-ish hours in, mostly due to being trapped in a fairly linear set of story progression missions. And that was really one of the few times that that's happened. So, this is our little secret base, which is rather nice looking. We have some money to collect, and you may see progress bars here. You go into the map screen, and you see timers there. There may be one down. I actually don't see any others for now. But, yeah, this game has a lot of timers, even though I absolutely love the art style. I'll have to say that right off the bat, as particularly the enemy variety, which you'll see in a little bit. There's a lot of timers, there's a lot of hurry up and wait moments, particularly because the progression system is tied to a loot box system. So, yeah. And, let's just go back to the menu, or to the town map screen, and let's just talk about the progression system in general, because it's tied to your overall level, which I'm level 12, and I have 8,377 experience left, I believe. I think that's what that number means. And it is levels up in chunks. So, okay, 8,377. This is 30 XP. The story mission, the yellow tower icons are just random, run-of-the-mill missions. The blues here, and down here are challenge missions, which are actually fucking difficult. Gives unique turrets. And then there's factories that are scattered around that gives parts to upgrade your turrets to tier 2, and then a choice of a tier 3 and a choice of a tier 4 turret. So there are a fair amount of things to do, which just generate that experience quite quickly, but it's mostly the story missions, because if we go there, that's 240 versus 100, which is, this is the new section I just unlocked. So yeah, there's a bit of a discrepancy there that makes the leveling, or makes that level jump up in chunks. And because of that, and so many things are tied to the level, as a matter of fact, if we go here, this is tied to, I have to be level 13 to upgrade that. I have to be 13 to upgrade that. 14 to upgrade that. That's fully upgraded, so don't have to worry about that. 15 there. But you can see how there's another 13. Oh, and more monies. Because this upgrades in chunks, and you're only able to hold so much resources, 3,000 Eternium and 38,000 gold. It makes it so that you're either grinding out, you're grinding out if you need the Eternium, or sending off diplomats or spies to these missions. This is 3,000 gold for 5 minutes, and depending on who I send, it's 845 plus a certain amount, depending on the particular agent. So there's a lot of waiting and a lot of grinding, or we just go to a mission that we've already done, repair our tower, because I took some damage on the last mission, which also takes gold, by the way. Auto battle, and because my tower is completely overpowering this, do that. And here's our loot boxes, and we'll see if we get anything good. No. Well, there's a good, decent one. And there. But these are upgrade parts, which are used. Oh, more monies. Which are used here to upgrade your turrets. Matter of fact, if we go here, upgrade, you can see the upgrade path. Unfortunately, you can't see the other ones, but these are typically to be kind of meh. I mean, this is plus 1 damage, 1 minimum, 1 maximum. This is plus 30 firing range. 30 firing range sounds a lot, but then you realize that my max range with this is 910. Well, plus the Hornet upgrade, which it does add to my range as well. But yeah, that's 30 out of 910. Not that much. And then I need one of these for the next upgrade, which I actually have available. But in order to get that tier, I have to wait 3 minutes for a train to come all the way to southern Spain. And it's going to slowly get here. It may actually end up taking a boat from here, from Morocco over. But yeah, a lot of hurry up and wait, and a lot of chunk-based leveling. And we're about to get more monies as well. Which breaks the flow of the game. I realize this is pretty much standard on mobile titles, and this is probably more of a pick it up occasionally, play a level or two, and put it back down game on mobile. Monies. But on PC, it tends to be a longer experience, a longer bit of gameplay. And these, 5-minute timer, a 5-minute timer here. If I need more Eternium, that's a 5-minute timer over here. That's a 5-minute timer for about the same amount. Oh, that's actually a lot more for another 30 seconds. So you can see how this, and it does take about, you can see how these timers add up quickly. Granted, I can send 3 agents out at a time. So, okay, so 1,000 there, another 800 here, and that's not including the bonuses, which is another 200. That's a fair chunk of my storage capacity between 3 agents. That said, that's still another 5 minutes where I'm either just sitting here or I go do the auto resolve mission. So just auto resolve that, 360 gold. Granted, I got a lot of gold there, but if I was looking for upgrade parts, share out luck. Go do another mission. Which will actually play a mission here in a moment. It's just... So see, there I got some upgrade parts. So I go back here. Oh, there's my upgrade part, by the way. So it was the Hornet upgrade, and we drop these chunks in. And need one more. There we go, and you can see plus 2 second to super ability duration, or on 50% more steam, which it generates this super ability. Honestly, not impressed by either of those. Did I grab the wrong fucking thing as well? Oh, no. Or is it just not here yet? I could have sworn I bought one of those. And monies. Yeah, you can see where I'm going with this, huh? So, yeah, neither of these seem particularly good. We'll just get that one. Oh, okay. There we go. So I just, because I hadn't gotten the full upgrade, it wasn't showing there, and you can see the storage shows the entire spectrum. So there's 5 per, and with, yeah, 5 different turrets. It's a fair amount of stuff to keep track of, and a fair amount of stuff to keep flowing into the base. So we'll just go ahead and finish up our upgrade here. You can see now we get 55.333333333333. Repeating, of course. So just dump our stuff in, and of course we're 1 off. And there we go. So that's our tier 4 ability. A large caliber machine gun with improved characteristics. So 1013. It's more important, it seems, the tier of gun than anything else. Because honestly, these upgrade paths, they're interesting, but they are not that derivative of one another. They're not that unique from one another. For the most part, there are a couple ones, particularly the Teslas, it allows you to chain more, or have the ability to chain at all. But maybe it's for the best, because you may also note these 2 guns, for example. We'll just go here. My 2 Locusts have different upgrades, but they're exactly the same model. They don't differentiate, which is a bit of a problem because there's a lot of resorting of guns, which we'll get into right now. I'll grab that off the train. We're not going to get any more monies. So let's actually do a mission instead of just auto-resolving. So let's recapture our factory down here. This ought to be fun. And I could just auto-resolve this and, yeah, take 2% damage, but okay. Let's just do the actual mission. So we have our choice of 10 guns because I have a fully upgraded tower. You start, I think, with, yeah, you start with 2, then you add a layer each time. One thing of annoyance is that this can't be just dragged and dropped. In order to resort this, you have to go in and turn on and off the gun. So let's say I want to move my Ravens up. So I have to turn those off and those off. Then turn back on the Locusts, then turn back on the Ravens. Bit of annoyance. Now, put these back to where they were because those guns are up there for a reason. There's a little bit of positioning, not much. The saw blades, oh, and of course it turns out, yeah, you can just click those off as well, but you can't drag them around because that's going to be a lot more helpful. It was you and you. Okay. The saw blades and the machine guns have a direct firing arc on their super ability, which is a lot more important. So let's just next. And here is our battle bonuses. So the game has 4 super weapons that are bought and persist in between levels. So we have rocket ability, or a rocket barrage, a super lightning wave, an artillery barrage, and the eye. The eye is charged. Well, I'm up to 4 charges now on the eye. But you gain charge on this by just starting waves early, or you just buy it for 1,000 gold, but it only refills up to the next tier. So if I bought it right now, I would get a third of a level, which is a bit of annoyance. So let's just not worry about that in battle. And we're dropping right into the thick of things. But you can see I'm impressed with the art design and how the tower unfolds and everything runs up. And before we start, you could also drag these around. So, if I wanted to move those, once again, it's that simple. That said, this could be a little bit finicky if I'm trying to resort things on the fly. Oh, I need to drag that down a little bit more. Because dragging is also how the super ability works. So there's been a couple times where in the heat of the moment I've been trying to drag a turret from one side of the tower to the other. But in the heat of things I'll start to drag, but not drag it far enough, or drag it and somehow it registers that I dragged it back and forth. Then it uses the super ability. So let's just start the battle and we'll fast forward a little bit. And we get airplanes right away. But this should be a massacre because I'm higher level and I have pretty much nearly fully upgraded guns. But we're getting drop pods in with infantry. We got our saw blade launchers. We got our Tesla cannons. All sorts of good shit. That said, the game kind of plays itself once you get a certain build up. So we got a super ability here. You may be able to see the super ability meter. It's a little hard to see. The blue meter is the super, it's a super ability, but they call it the steam charge. The yellow is ammo. I'd love to see those to be a little bit more apparent because it's a little hard to see. I mean, it's not impossible. We'll just go ahead and drag these to the middle to start reloading them. Will reload automatically, but they reload faster if they're in the middle, and they start a reload cycle if they're in the middle elevator. So let's just go ahead and hit space to start up. You can see I gained a little bit of steam charge, and I'm nearly up to 3 charges now. But we'll just drop that there. That's the super ability for the missile launcher. Very fun. And some of these enemies have particular weaknesses. Like you'd see that one is weak to I believe a shotgun blast, but I don't have a shotgun because that's a challenge ability. So we're getting our weapons pretty steamed up now. But the enemy doesn't really stand a chance. Granted, the guns don't always lock on like I would want them to. And there's no way I can tell to override that. So let's say I want them to focus on this helicopter. Well, there's no way to do it because they automatically lock on to whatever enemy is closest, which is a bit of an annoyance. Okay, so we're getting auto reloads. We'll drag things around to be able to reload faster. And we'll drag these in to reload as well. You can see that is weak to lightning, so we'll light you up and pretty much insta-kill you. I mean, I am having fun with the game. It's just, I have bugbears with it. I have annoyances with it because of its mobile roots, which I realize is a bit unfair, but oh well. But really that is about it with this. I mean, it's a pretty standard tower defense mobile game. It's more the theme and how it handles things. Like, once again, we got another walking mech. And the game does have a pretty good enemy variety. I mean, these mechs have only recently started showing up. Well, use that. You can see why the the saw blade is low though, because whenever there's a lot of infantry, that just really wipes things out. But we could go there. There is a walker. Pretty sure he's not a Texas Ranger though. Yeah, I can't stand them just the same, so it could be. And there's that, and we have 3 or 4 waves done. So we have one more wave, and occasionally you get these waves that are only from one side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload all my guns from the right side, and I'm going to hot swap them all. Okay, so we are pretty much all set. I'm just waiting for the... Well, actually, I can just do that. Do that, and that. That, that, and that. That, that, and that. That, that, and that. And there's all the guns refreshed. We can see how it can get a little bit annoying if I'm trying to do a lot of gunplay. I do like the versatility of being able to just swap out all my guns pretty much on the fly. Like, now I want to get the cannon that has all the charge up, so we'll put that there and launch that. Excellent. Yeah, overall, I like the game. It's just, you know, the progression annoyances, the all the timers, all the room for the in-app purchases, even though this is the PC version. Oh, don't need that. I need that. There we go. And that's mission complete. Granted, I am a little overpowered for that mission, but I have found that the regression chain outside of the challenge modes have been pretty easy for me. Oh, there's a lot of upgrade parts. With an epic one, I believe. And a fair amount of gold. But yeah, Feast and Famine on those upgrade parts. It took me a while to be able to upgrade, and that's part of the reason why I have so much time in the game. Is that I wanted a fair amount of power. But yeah, I'm looking at my notes. I think we're pretty much done here. It's just what really gets me is just the grind, really. Yeah, bubble title. It's like a plane. The sky is blue, right? We'll just repair that, and we're still a level off of being able to upgrade to the maximum abilities. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done here. This does launch at least on Steam April 19th. And the press kit, it showed a range of price. I'm just going to assume the highest price and that it may have a discount. And showed the upper end being $9.99, so $10 title, which I think overall is worth it. But considering this is it's listed as a free title on the press kit for the mobile version. Depending on how they do in-app purchases, it may be more worthwhile to do the mobile version. Just because of how the game is structured on PC. But I'll leave that up to the viewer, which is you, of course. And since I do have your attention by calling you out directly, I will say, as always, constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, either in the comments below, or if you don't really have anything to say, but want to let me know that you've enjoyed and or hated this, the appropriate buttons are also down below. And I realized I was a little scatterbrained on this, mostly because, there's a lot to say, and it's a lot of picking on the mobile platform in general. So I realized that this hasn't been the most cohesive of my videos. Boy, it makes me sound like I put videos out about glue now, doesn't it? But yeah, subscribe if you wish to see, well, I would say the better ones of these, but it sounds like I'm always rambling to myself, so yeah. But still, if you wish to see my more of my random rambling, subscribe because it does make me feel a lot more important. And I believe that is us done for the week. So I'll see you back next week with hopefully, well, a bigger assortment because it has been a little bit of a famine for me as well. Convention weeks. Nobody wants to release on convention week for some reason. Oh, right. Getting buried under all the news. Probably a good reason then. I'll see you next week.